Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Women Empowerment Series today with me, Farisha, and I am very honored and delighted to have a very special guest with me, is Uma Shangery. Hi Uma, how are you?
Hello, Farisha. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Okay, how are you?
I'm good. I'm doing very well.
Okay, so I would like to thank you for being in Women Empowerment Series video podcast. And this is a
Oh,
series where I interview amazing and wonderful ladies in Malaysia. So Uma, can you share us more about yourself?
thank you, Farisha. My name is Uma Shangery Aruldass. I'm an aerospace engineer who's currently working in Bajaya Air. My role is as the engineering manager, and I'll be dealing with the aircrafts, and it's pretty much very interesting job for one to do, I would say. I have completed my bachelor's degree in aerospace engineering from USM, and then I pursued my master's in aviation management part time while I was working in a manufacturing plant in Johor. It's a Singapore-based company, and I was taking care of the Johor branch. Pretty much after that, then I explored myself over here and there, and now I'm here in Pajaya, happily working as one of the managers.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing info more about yourself. Okay, can you share with us what is the most challenging moment in your career and how do you overcome it? How do you bounce back?
Oh, I didn't see that question coming in the very first as well. Okay. Um, hmm. Talking about one of the lowest points in my life, that would be the moment, which is pretty much similar to almost most of us, is the pandemic. Being in an airline industry, I was working in an airline industry back then as well, and it was extremely challenging to know that the country borders are closed down. So, airlines, what do we do? Transport people from A to B within domestically and also internationally. When the pandemic kicks in, it was very tough and we were having massive retrenchment, and I should be very much blessed to say that I have been one of the handpicked ones that stayed with the organization, even though I was just like 6 months old baby when I joined the organization back then when pandemic kicked in. It was very hard, and almost things were stalling, I should say. Everything was stalling, even whatever that we were doing was stalling, and it was very much challenging. I need to say that I'm blessed to have a job, yes, of course, and I'm not going to deny it. However, mentally and emotionally, that was extremely draining to know that I'm going to work every day. I have to work every day. I have to travel to work. Yes, even during PQP 1.0, 2.0, and so on, I traveled to work. But I had nothing much to do at work. That moment of silence, I would say, that took a very big toll on me personally, emotionally, mentally, and that brought me down to one of my lowest peak of self-esteem as well. I completely lost it, I should say. And that was the moment where I got indulged into social media. I'm a non-social media person that I do have accounts, but I wasn't active at all. And that was the moment that I started to look into social media like Instagrams, Facebook, and I came across lots of inspiring individuals, like inspiring young girls, and what are they doing? And wow, there are lots of opportunities. And I realized that when the whole world was physically stalling, but at the behind of it, virtually, we were going and we were racing more and more. And I found out that, oh, this is an opportunity for me to learn more for free. There were lots of institutions that were giving out things for free. And I started enrolling myself. I started to look up to the girls and women and also people that I'll be following them in Instagram and also Facebook, and I'll be seeing, wow, they have things to do. They have they have like little things that they will be following up and their projects and stuff. That was very much interesting for me that I picked up. I hold on and I picked up, and fast forward, I have been chosen as one of the D12s, like one of the 12 individuals around the world for sustainability. That I wasn't see that coming, to be honest, but all of it came because of the pandemic and the emotional breakdowns that I went through. So that was a bounce back, and by God's grace, it was way bigger than what I expected. Thank you, Farisha.
And you represent Malaysia too, yeah? To go to
Yeah, yeah,
NASA. Yeah.
yeah. I was the sole representative actually. That was wow.
Yeah. Can you share with us your experience?
Oh, it happened in Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. It was a 39-hour long journey. Or I had like 3 months of preparation to go there. In the midst of it, I was working full time, and I had like tons of other things to do as well, family to take care of. It was just, I don't know. I just had lots of energy, excitement, and enthusiasm to be there, to represent Malaysia, and also to spread my idea on space sustainability. It was all about this. If I may share a little bit, Farisha, what I have been doing actually. There was these CubeSats we call Vino satellites. And there are small satellites, class of satellites. And CubeSats are satellites in the size of 10 centimeters. 10 centimeters in cube size. And they are normal satellites that they will be working and functioning as the big gigantic satellites that we have today. It's simple, like if we can draw it parallel to our televisions, like TVs that we had those days. They were big and gigantic, but look at our televisions nowadays, like they're very slim, simple as that. The same concept for satellites as well. So these small satellites, and they have been a pathway or a breakthrough for non-spacefaring nations. So what we call as non-spacefaring nations are those nations who has not been a part into launching our satellites to space. So if we can count on the countries that have been a spacefaring nation, that means countries like Europe and also US, China, though we might have like handful of countries, those who have been a spacefaring nation. And when we look into a non-spacefaring nations, we have like a big chunk of us. And all of these nations, this CubeSat has been a breakthrough because it's literally cheaper. And how cheap it could be is that it's 0.0005% of the cost to manufacture or to produce an ordinary satellite. So it's as the other ordinary satellites. So all of these non-spacefaring nations are actively indulging into that, but these are potential hazards for the space infrastructure that we have today. Space satellites, spacecrafts, and these are potential space debris as well. So my total idea was to how we can have a coordinated space traffic management to manage all this, and I presented on this. I'm sorry if it's too much of jargon, but yeah, as simple as that. It may be like air traffic controllers controlling aircrafts from point A to point B. So there will be an space traffic controller to control satellites, those who are lingering around us. Yeah.
Interesting.
Back to you,
Interesting,
Farisha.
Uma. Yes. Okay. Now moving on to the next question. What does woman empowerment means to you?
Haha. Women empowerment. In my opinion, I think is as simple as it's okay. I'll travel with you, girl. It's okay. Let's do it together. As simple as that. Women empowerment, when we think about it, why we might have lots of questions. Even I had a question like, why do we need women empowerment? Why is it very much gender biased. Why do we need to have that? Only when I grew up and I realized that, oh, we are I have to say honestly that we are very much fortunate nowadays that we have lots of support from the opposite gender, that they are very much supportive now with our partners, let it be parents, family members, friends, all of them are very much supporting now today. However, we can't deny that the fact that there are still a group or even a minority of people that are very much potential. However, they can't come up. It's always and every single day a woman, I'm sorry to say this, but a woman has to do something a little bit extra in her life to reach wherever she wants or wherever she dreams. And the path could be very hard for a woman, especially because a woman wears lots of hats. Could be a mother, daughter, a teacher, a colleague, a friend, lots of hats that we
Uh,
have to
yeah.
rap continuously change, and we have to adapt. The adaptability, everything is there. I would say a woman is very much, she has a very high agility because she can adapt to any situations, anyone.
Multitasker, bro.
Exactly, exactly. So the opportunities are not as frequent or as big as the responsibilities that a woman would carry. So the women empowerment simply says that another woman or another man says that it's okay, I'll be with you, let's travel together. It's okay, we can do this together. And this is not only constricted to another woman as well. We can even say for even less fortunate, if we have like another man, it could be from a woman to woman, woman to man, or a man to woman. It is applicable for everyone. Let's travel together and achieve together. That's what I feel.
Yes, support and empower each other.
Exactly.
Okay, and moving on to the next question. Okay, who are the most inspiring women that you admire in Malaysia and also internationally?
Oh, thank you for the question. Oh, I love this question. I need to say honestly that Uma is Uma today because of many people, and I do have few individuals that I hold on, look up to. I stalk them personally. I'm sorry to say, and I see, wow, how can they travel like so powerful in their life? The first person would be TS Dr. Mahalashmi Arjunan. She's an amazing individual that I got to know her, if I'm not mistaken, when she was selected as top 100 women in biotechnology around the world. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was around 2015. So that was a time that I was still in my university and I was about to complete my studies and everything. My mother, talking about a little bit about my family, my mother, she's a teacher. So she wakes up with us together, with me and my siblings, and all of our siblings, all of my siblings, all of us are in the same session. Our school, we had like only one session back then. So my mother and all of us, we wake up together, we go to school together in a car, we study, my mother will be teaching, and then right after school, we will be coming back together. That's how our routine has been. I and then my aunts are, most of them are housewives, and this is the environment that I grew up to. I've never seen, oh, I've never get much chance to interact or be with a 8 to 5 or 9 to 6 working lady, working mother. I didn't really come across many of them in my life. Little did I know that I will end up as one who will be working from 9 to 6 or even longer. So I didn't know all of this back then. Only when I enrolled in my engineering studies, out of excitement and curiosity, I enrolled. And to know the fact that, oh, okay, I'm going to work this way. And how would that work? Because I didn't really come across a working woman who works more than one. Because my mother, she works only until one. So how would that work? How would kids, and who will be taking care of their kids, and do do they have maid? Do they have mother-in-laws taking care or mother taking care? I didn't have any single idea. Only when I got to know Dr. Maha and to say that she's an Indian woman as well, and me being a Malaysian Indian woman as well, to say that we have that community constriction a little bit at least. Women are meant to be in this and this. Like those days, perspectives were even bigger. And to see someone who breaks all the stereotype and she comes out stronger, and she has two daughters and she raises them well, and both of them are amazing individuals today. She's taking care of her mother, she has a family, and she's traveling to A and B, and she'll be traveling all the way around the world. And I thought, wow, I can be like her too. So she was the first woman that I looked at the age that I felt like I was matured enough to look up to, and I felt like, okay, I should be like her. So that was Dr. Mahalashmi. And the second would be one Irene Oma. We call her as the Lady of Air Asia. Those nowadays we don't have the term lady boss. I know it's like boss, but those days when I look into newspapers and everything, wow, she's the Air Asia lady. How cute and pleasant lady who leads many people, and how strong and tall she stays, and she deals every single thing. So when I look into all that, I was like, wow, since I like aerospace, aircrafts, airlines, I always wanted to be like her. And I have been thinking that one day I need to meet her. I need to bring my resume and pass it to her. That's what I have been always thinking. And things went really overwhelming when I got to know that my fellow panelist is one Irene Oma too during the MBOT high tea session. I was extremely happy to know that, wow, this is a golden opportunity that I got to stand on a par with someone, an individual that I truly admired. So that's one Irene Oma. Sadly, I got COVID that time and I could not be a part of the function. However, to know that our pictures were put together in a poster, that means lifetime to me. And another woman that I internationally that I would look would be the CEO, the ex-CEO of PepsiCo, an Indian lady as well. And
Indrani. Yeah.
exactly,
She's
Rani,
amazing.
yes, yes. Yeah, and to know that the way she deals, and I always see her um in two color suit usually. It's like black and white or black and black or beach, and like the kind of a like peach color and peach color. Like those are the colors that I've seen her. And only when I read her book, I realized that, oh, those colors are very. I thought she purposely wanted to make herself to be in that color. And only when I read her book, I realized that, oh, those are the colors because she doesn't know. She had only those resources to her. Like those are the attires that she had, and she has to change the attires, or she has to switch them, like maybe like bright and dark, dark and dark, bright and bright. And how how inspiring she could ever be. She never let her appearance or her background to change whoever she is today. Wow. This is wow. And I'm having goosebumps talking about
Yeah.
her.
She's amazing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's
I follow her
amazing.
on LinkedIn. Yeah, she's active on social media as well. Yeah.
Yep, yep. And she does even more than what her her career path is actually. She does for the like World Earth Day, and she's very much active and she's very much participative as well. So wow, one when say that we don't have time, then these people, these women are just example of it.